Welcome to a VO's journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all of the crazy things that I seem to step on. So I'm excited about today's session. I am recording from a new camera, or I'm streaming from a new camera. I've had it, but it's different than my normal camera. I'm using a Sony a6000 mirrorless camera to stream from, and my hope is that, it just ups the game a little bit, makes me, look a little bit more fancy. I'm not exactly sure if the frame rate is set correctly, so I hope that it all works out all right. And I'm still trying to work with the lighting because this is a little different, but I like the camera, and it. Oh, good. I'm glad that it looks good. And if you have any comments about it, I had to get like a mount and actually put the mount on the wall or it's actually on my booth behind it, so kind of it all fits up kind of actually pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. I have to show you. I did a lot of work yesterday on organizing things and trying to put things back or not back, but try to put things in a new setup, and I had to move some things, but basically I had to mount the camera and all kinds of stuff and add some lighting here or there. So hopefully it all turns out okay, and it just looks cool. So that's basically kind of what I have. I still have my other camera, and I was thinking about moving that into the booth because right now I don't have one in the booth, etc., etc. But anyways, I want to talk about marketing today. As you know, this is our Marketing Monday, and I was reading an article in Forbes yesterday, and that was published in February, and the article was all about making marketing a lot more personalized. Sorry, there's seemed to be a plane flying overhead. But anyways, it's about making marketing a lot more personalized and kind of changing the idea that we've had in the past about marketing, about, just throwing out a net basically and to see whatever fish kind of jump into it. I mean, the Hollywood, I've gone Hollywood. I've got this shiny thing on my head here. I had to get some, I won't do makeup. I'll just have to change that light. It's my bald head shining. Anyways, got me off topic. So anyways, what I was talking about is in the past, we would kind of throw a net out there, right? Like that, the idea of the funnel is that you throw so many, you put as many people into this funnel, you put out there that you do services, right? And that as the people kind of go into the funnel, like, oh, I'm interested in that, right? We put them on the next thing, and we put them on the next thing. And this whole idea of a funnel is qualifying these people so that by the time they get to the bottom of the funnel, we've weeded out all the people who weren't really interested in purchasing from us, and then the people at the bottom finally purchase from us. The challenge with that model is that, we don't act that way anymore with our purchases. It's, you know what I mean? We don't actively go out and, randomly, click on links hoping to find something that we're looking for. If you think about what we do now is we go to specific places that we know that have branded themselves through their own marketing efforts so that we trust, and then from those places we base our purchasing on reviews and on time and that kind of proven, plus the name of that or that brand that we're buying from as well. So we're basing our decisions, our buying decisions, on so many other things than what we used to base them on, or the way we used to market. So anyways, I got some things that I thought was pretty cool about personalized marketing, and in that article from Forbes, they said 72% of B2B companies expect personalized experiences with marketing their products, right? And also, more than 70% of millennials are included in buying decisions. So what does all that mean, right? I mean, it means that we need to start marketing like B2C businesses instead of just B2B businesses, or that old traditional B2B kind of sense, right? So basically, just I'm sure that you know, but just to make sure that we're on the same page, B2B businesses, business to business, all right? So we're a business that markets to businesses, or B2C, we're a business that markets to consumers. All right. And I think people nowadays, we are so used to the idea of being marketed to specifically us. Right? Because and I think of it this way, watching a commercial on TV, and TV is actually, as we all start to shy away from TV when it comes to commercials. The commercial aspect, though, of TV, they realized that. So TV's had to, when you do commercial on TV, you had to really dive into this idea of making it for a specific person in a specific situation. Like, I'm sure you've watched a commercial, and at the end of the commercial, you were like, well, that commercial definitely wasn't for me. It wasn't targeted for me. That was targeted for somebody else, right? I mean, it's and I think for us, and how this goes for voiceover, is that we have to start doing the same thing with our marketing efforts. All right. And at the same time, with that other piece, where that other quote I put up about millennials, over 70% of them are included in buying decisions. That means that younger people, well, I mean, we're not young anymore, right? But people from millennials, from the age of the time where the computer has been here, right? We are past the time where more people than not people were born when computers were around. Right? We are at that time where more of those people, that's actually not true. What I'm saying is more of those people are now in control or being included in those decisions for money. So because of that, we need to not only be aware of how we are marketing in that personalized experience, but where we are marketing and, and what platforms we're marketing on. All right. So I want to dive into some ways that you can capitalize, I think, on this marketing trend of being more personalized. And I think that, first off, I can say this. It's important to note that in this article as well, they talked about that people, and I would say I believe this 100%, that most people have searched for 12 or more vendors before they decided on using us. Right? I mean, that's a powerful number if you think about it. And I would say, sorry, Instagram. Whenever I'm trying to wave to people on Instagram, I try to hit the wave button. I accidentally hit the turnaround. But anyways, what I was saying was, when I get business, I collect a lot of data, and I always ask, where they found me, how they found me, etc. And what I find is that they say that, I looked through a whole bunch of voice actors, and your voice is what fit our needs the most. Well, I mean, we're talking, these people listen to probably 10, 15, 20, 30 voice actors. They probably sent it to people, right? They did all sorts of stuff in order to find our services. So that's another thing that we have to be aware of as well. So with that being said, success in our business, in the voiceover business, is becoming less and less about an amazing voiceover. Don't misunderstand me. It is still about voiceover. That's our product. But it is becoming more and more about an amazing experience, an amazing customer experience, the communication, the ease from beginning to end, the feeling of being special, right? Am I getting a really cool product? Is this am I getting something that I can be proud of? And you have to understand that. And I can tell you this with all sincerity. I work with a lot of voice actors, and just in my small slice of the world, the voice actors I work with are amazing. They're incredible. They're super talented. They can do all sorts of things. So you have to begin to say to yourself, well, crap, how do I set myself apart when my voiceover is good, but so is that person's? Or that person is really good and I'm pretty good, but I don't know how I could ever be better at voiceover than them. Well, you have to understand that this is a performance-based business. We can always improve our skills, and I always recommend that. However, what we can do better than anybody else is offer a unique, tailored to, customizable, personalized, I don't know how many words I can stick in there trying to say the same thing, right? experience for the customer. That is what we can do that separates us from other people. And to do that, we have to begin to look at what people are actually now in today's world consuming information, and what is that doing? Like, how are they going to get to us and experience what we, or how are they going to get to us from the experience of dealing with us or our brand to purchase from us? I think a default way that most of us do it, and I do it as well, is we use other sites like Fiverr, like Voice123, Voices.com, or these other places, People Per Hour, Upwork. We use all these sites to do all of that marketing and heavy lifting for us, and then we put ourselves on those sites, and from those sites, those sites build up that brand, and then people come to there knowing exactly what they're looking for. They're warm buyers. Okay, they're not cold buyers. They're people that are actually specifically looking for that service that we're offering on that platform, because the platform itself has worked very hard to get them there through their branding and their marketing efforts. They're dealing with, they're trying to put a personalized spin on stuff, right? A lot of us default to that, and there's nothing wrong with it. But the challenge that we run into is that even all those sites, as wonderful as all those sites are, I've always been a big proponent to say that, listen, those sites can go away very easily, very quickly. They can take your business away as fast as they can give it to you. So always have a backup plan, and you should be running your own marketing plan in the, off to the side, other than just using those sites. Those sites should not be in it of themselves the only thing you're using. They should be a part of your plan. So let's talk about some things that you can do to actually put a plan together. I want to talk about the first thing is emails. And, emails is always like, oh my God, there's emails. We have like the people over here who is like, I love email. And then the people over here were like, email's the devil, right? We all have many of us, including myself, shift back and forth from emails awesome to emails the devil and all this stuff like this. I think email, and again, I was reading some more stuff and getting some more numbers this weekend, and something that kept coming up for B2B trends for 2020 and into the next decade is that emailing is still extremely strong and popular. And it's still working. Now, even though I think the average open rate is between like 20 to 25%, which is not much. So that's about 1 in 4, 1 in 5 emails, someone is actually going to open it. Okay. But here's the thing. Figuring out ways to make emails more personalized is the key to getting more interaction, more success from your emails. And it's I think I believe it's like between 70 to 80% of business people still say that they do the majority of their business over email. Even the people I know, even family members or whoever, and I always ever ask, hey, you deal with purchasing things for your business. How do you deal with it? Like, well, don't call me, email me. Because I'm busy doing, you know what I mean? Like, email is still the most viable way that most businesses deal with work. Okay. But the reality is that we, again, are used to an old thing where we're throwing a net out there, trying to just catch whatever we can, sending blanket emails. I'm telling you things from experiences that I've had of trying all those things too. It is no doubt that I have gotten so much better response from sending personalized emails that have a personalized experience, emails that are set up differently, that have a different feel than the normal email. Because we've all gotten those emails now where, they are like just a blanket coupon, right? Basically on the email. We've all gotten those emails, and I just click through and delete those left and right. Those are dull. They're not exciting. Okay, even if the picture is great, that's fine. But we're neglecting all of the other things that we can do to personalize an email experience. All right, which brings me to video. All right, now I know I went from email, and we're going to talk about some other platforms, but we'll get to video in a second. But email is the first thing, and I want to add on to video. I want to add on to email the idea about phone calls. I still really think that phone calls as well is a great way to personalize your marketing efforts. And in tandem with emails works fantastically. Calling someone, introducing yourself, or letting them hear your voice, then having a personalized email that you get to say, hey, we just spoke on the phone. I thought it was really, I'm really excited that we talked about XYZ. Here's my demo, et cetera, et cetera. Like, you can tailor then an email to a real person. And on top of that, you can send the email to the exact person. You personalized exactly what you did. You called them. You're sending a message that is geared directly towards them. Hopefully you got their name, so you put their name. It's actually their name. I mean, that changes everything, because it does away with the idea of being spammy. Right? Because spammy, if we think about spam, we think about that idea of casting that net and we're just throwing it out to whoever. We don't care who you really are. We just want you to purchase from us. Okay, that's the way that comes across. It does. I feel the same way when I get all that stuff in my inbox. But if I flip it around and I say, hey, listen, I called someone, I've emailed them personally, right? When I say personally, email them with their name, made a reference with, what we talked about, the demo, and they said it was okay to send them an email. Like, that changes everything. Now it's an email that becomes a part of their in-business email box, not their spam marketing box. There's a big difference with that, okay? The next thing I want to talk about is social media. We all know about social media. More and more people are using social media in the voiceover industry, but there's still a lot of people who are not. I coach a lot of people who are really diving into it. I'm very proud of them. But we're still on this idea of we're not personalizing what we're trying to do, right? We're not, and what I mean by that is, the most amazing thing about social media today is that we can target, and I use target in a nice word way, but we can focus in on people of all things. Like, I love this idea. Imagine if you were to say, if you are looking for a voiceover, email me here. All right, that's one way, right? But what if I was to say, female business owners, if you are looking for a voiceover, email me here. So now I'm reaching out to female business owners. Okay. Then I say, female business owners between the ages of 30 and 45. If you're looking for a voiceover, email me here. I'm using this as an example. You keep adding on to this, right? And then I could say, female business owners who own their own real estate company between the ages of 30 and 45, email me here for a voiceover for one of your drone videos. That is specifically tailored to a very unique niche of people. And there are people out there are women out there just like that. And when you tailor your things specifically for that, what you do is you help cut through all of the noise. We're bombarded with noise constantly. I mean, I can't turn around anywhere these days without seeing anything about the coronavirus, right? I mean, it's everywhere. The world's coming to an end, all of that stuff. All right. And I mean, it's all over the place. Okay. Then we got the election. We got there's so much noise everywhere. How do I know that the marketing you're doing is meant for me? It's meant for me because the words you've put down are exactly who I am. And when I see that, I am going to be like, whoa, that's me. I'm going to take it. Like it connects with me. Does that make sense? It absolutely connects. So because it connects with me, I'm going to take time to look further into it. Here's the key though. After you do that, you've got to continue to do it. So then you've got to put out content that talks to those people that you're trying to talk to. Okay? What does it mean to be a female business owner in today's world? Running a real estate business, running a family, doing all of these things. That's an amazing responsibility. All right? I mean, that's an incredible woman. And the content that you put out has to be geared towards them, what they want, not just a voiceover, but who they are, because they're not going to pay attention to you unless you are giving them that experience. We can no longer just put out content that says, buy from me. Okay, we can't do that anymore. Everyone else has already been doing it for years. It just doesn't hold any weight anymore. Now we have to build an experience. We have to build a future, right, through like our instruction, our experience, our help, whatever we can give, we need to give it to a personalized group. And in return, they will reward us with working with us, because when they think of someone, when they need our service, our name will pop up in their head. Our brand will pop up into their head as someone who is an expert in the field. I hope that's really clear. And I mean, there's a million different things. I recommend you try it out. Say, hey, this calling all men who are 48. Try it. See what happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm honest, because you can, and by the way, I'm just saying blanketly putting it out there. If you wanted to, you can go into Facebook ads and stuff, and you can literally target those people. It's insane to the targeting that we can do. I do think we get messed up sometimes because we're so wide open about everything that we can do, so it gets kind of confusing. But it really is amazing what we can accomplish by focusing in and targeting. All right, so now we haven't talked about a website yet, and I'm beginning to, my website now is the hub of everything I do. It's funny, when I first started my business, it was not. I had a website. It was not well done. It was one page. And that was it. Many people, all right, especially voiceover artists, we have heard that, we just need something simple and we just need one page. No one is going to find that one page. I promise you. You know that just as well as I know that. No one's ever going to find it. The best use you could get out of a one-page website, and I know many people are probably going to be pissed, and that's okay. All right. I apologize, but I really believe this. The best you can hope to expect using a one-page website is that when someone contacts you, somehow they're going to get a hold of you, or they find you somewhere, you find them, then you can send them a link to your website. Okay? And then they're going to use it just as a placeholder in case they need stuff. But I can tell you this from personal experience. Over the last few weeks, all the people I've been calling, more and more, telling them they don't want my website, they just want my actual file so that they can put it in their list, because they feel like it's too cumbersome trying to go through all these websites. Now you might think, well, that sounds counterintuitive about your website. Well, yes. So what I'm trying to say now, though, is online, we've got to use our websites as a way, as a hub for people to find us. In order to do that, we've got to build out our websites. We've got to add content. We've got to write blogs. You've got to have pages dealing with, and for example, if you are targeting real estate business owners, okay, and who are trying to get drone videos as more part of their marketing plan, and they need voiceovers for it, you can start to build out parts of your website that help people in that area, that give them information, that educate them. Yes, do you have to learn stuff about it? Absolutely, but that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. So I just want you to think about us diving further into building something that is going to attract people. And also, Google is never going to rank our stuff unless we get more and more content that people are actually going to look for onto our sites. And no matter what anyone says, the best traffic you can ever get will be from ranking in Google. Now, you're going to rank for voiceover? Probably not, because you're going to have to spend, $50,000 to $100,000 a month in order to beat some of these other places like Fiverr and such. However, what we can do is we can work on keywords, and we can work on long tail keywords and things like that. Now, I know I've not spent a lot of time today talking exactly about, doing voiceover, and that's where I think a lot of people fail or not as successful is that we focus so much, which is important, it is, on how good we are at doing our craft, which is voiceover. And that is a part of it. We have to have a great product. I mean, no one disputes that. But most of us don't spend enough time or any time on building out the business behind it, the infrastructure behind our voiceovers, the front part of it. And that's where all of the business comes in. Okay, that's what drives the machine. That's the fuel that drives the machine, is the traffic, the eyeballs. And we want the traffic and eyeballs to be targeted so that they come to us as warm buyers, not as cold buyers. All right, I know I jumped on a pedestal there for good gracious, 26 minutes. If you're still listening, thank you. I mean, my goodness, I apologize for going off, but I wanted to talk about that, and I hope that helps. I hope that helps of thinking about starting to laser focus your efforts into demographics now and things like that, because that's the way 2020 and going on forward is going to be. Targeted things because of the amount of information that Facebook and all these companies have on us, because we've put it on there. Just the sheer amount of information that's out there, we can target specific people instead of just throwing stuff out to the wind and hoping something happens. All right, so I'm going to pop on here and see if there's any questions. Somebody hit Ron says, you're welcome, good content, gotta go by. Thank you, Ron, for watching. I appreciate it. We got Shabba on YouTube, Embodied Entertainment. John, what's up? Scott, what's up? Zach, what's up? Samir, hello. Voiced by Jason. Awesome. I'm glad the camera's working out. I'm excited to go back and look and see how it looks. It's got kind of like that blurriness in the background, but I haven't changed the ISO rate or anything like that. I probably could. I just finally got it set up to turn on, so we'll see how that goes. Let's see. We've got David says, looks good. Awesome. Flyer here. Hey, look, Anthony, at the... Yeah, that's right, we talked about it. In Chicago, we call that a 5 head. Okay. Put on a cap and do a Keeps commercial. Voiceover Angela. Angela, what's up, Angela? Jeremy, hello. John says, young at heart. Donna, hi, everybody. Hello. Philippe says, sup, Anthony. Sup, Philippe. So now is Philippe and Flip, I wonder if that's the same person. I don't know. Callie, what's up? Embodied Entertainment. If you want to do both character and commercial, should we use 2 different marketing strategies? I can only imagine putting a sample of both characters and commercials in one ad seems unprofessional. Absolutely. Of course you should do 2 different ones. Think about it. I mean, the people who are going to be buying from you to do your commercial are not the people. I mean, if it's a studio, okay, yes, I could see a studio doing all sorts of different work, but you absolutely should be doing 2 separate things, because you're going to have 2 separate types of people or individuals or possibly studios looking at working with you. And think about it. Even brick and mortar businesses are becoming more and more specific. I mean, they're just, it's the way of the world that we are now. If we want a specific thing, we go to a specific place. Same thing for us. So you're going to want to make it as specific as possible. Absolutely. Let's see. Content. I started my podcast back in November. I'm just now starting to gain traction. Consistency and content is very important. Absolutely, Woody. I can't agree more with you on that. Consistency is everything. John Clark, that was brilliant. Oh, thanks, John. Kaylee says it looks good. Thank you. John says, please go on more often. It was solid platinum. Thanks, John. Embody, for your marketing, do you have templates that you can just switch up small things on so that your workflow to get your marketing content done faster? For a short period of time. And this is another thing, right? Is because since things are so changing and things are dynamic, you have to constantly change with it. So what you need to be doing is you need to be scheduling and planning way more, which I am horrible at. Personally, I'm horrible at that. So I'm having to push myself way out of the comfort zone, right? Because I like to just get on and do this and just talk and try to help people, without planning ahead a lot of times. Now I have plans and I have business plans, but it's the everyday work of how you're going to get there, right? That really, that I get bored with that. So I have to force myself to plan, and you have to do it in your terms. But, my suggestion to you is that create a template, that's fine, but then move on. Like right now, if you notice, I have a video template that I work with somebody who creates videos, and we've been doing that for about a month or month and a half now, and those videos are going really well. But as time marches on, I've got to switch up that format or offer a new way for people to digest my content, or it's going to become stale, right? Because things change, so you have to change with it. And the people that change the fastest are going to win faster. The people that are too slow are going to die. Don't be Blockbuster. Don't be Blockbuster. I'm gonna put that up somewhere on my webpage. Don't be Blockbuster. Poor Blockbuster. Where Blockbuster came in. Let's see. Yeah, yes, same person signed on with the wrong account. No worries. David says, love the info, Anthony. Spent Saturday marketing on foot at a huge home and garden show. Nice. Offering free VO for small local businesses. Very productive. A lot of interest. Awesome, David. And my recommendation to you is you got to keep going after that same group. Because just like anybody else, the first time you met with them, like you met with them at that event, they're going to go on with their lives, and they're super busy. They're trying to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. They're going to forget about you. So you have to, not on purpose, but they just are. Just like we forget about other people too. So you're going to have to keep marketing to them, keep finding a way to help them, being a part of a community. You already have a really cool platform like we do in your community because you're a part of a community. So things that help the community help them, help you, so you can market to them, even sending them a letter. I don't know if you got their addresses, but if you know their names, sending them a letter in the mail, stopping by their business, saying what's up, buying a cup of coffee or flowers, wherever, whatever their service is, doing whatever you can, right, to help out too helps at the same time. And you become more than just a faceless business. You become a person who is good business to deal with, because you care more about them. Anytime we ever talk about a business that means something to us, we don't talk about the product. We talk about what the people there do. Think about it. I know I do. It's what the experience is. You know what I'm saying? All right. There's more to it than just a blanket transaction. Laugh out loud, poor Blockbuster. Right? Handed out 32 offers, even if only half contact me. That's 15 potential new customers. Right. I know I was just talking about that. Make sure you keep going after them. Let's see, Mandy. Food for thought. Got to think of something. My accent does not match my local market. Get most of my business overseas. That's okay. I mean, that's okay too. So then what are you trying to, so that if you're trying to go after your local market, how does that help your local market? How does that diversity that you have help your local market? You can't tell me there isn't someone else in your local area that is different than everyone else. Okay? You got to keep thinking about it. Keep thinking about what you bring. And that's if you want to, the wonderful thing about that we can work all over the world is that we can work all over the world. So, but I do think that there's always something that you can offer. Just because you have a different accent doesn't mean you can't be a part of that community. Okay. Let's see. Mandy Peacock, ex-Brit in Canada. Oh, that's what you were talking about. All right. David says, absolutely. I've collated the information I've gathered from the event and will continue to reach out to creative ways. Nice. Embodied entertainment. How much can you market without spending money on ads? Are ads a critical part of marketing, or is it just something that only becomes necessary when you get bigger and more advanced in your career? So this is a wonderful question, and honestly, it is It is probably one of the biggest questions that I have for my business. I will not sit here and lie to you and pretend that I have the answer to this. I don't. I don't know, but I can tell you this from what I do. I try to put out as much content in free form as I can. And then I'm not running any ads right now, but I can tell you I am actively looking for an ads manager, someone to help me begin to put ad campaigns together. Okay, but I know enough now to understand about running ads. So I've run ads. I've lost a lot of money trying myself, and I'm to a place now where I know my time and everything. I'm ready to work with someone, but I'm at a point in my business where I believe I have the content and the things to do that. You need to create that for yourself. But you also need to, again, understand that, there is this time, even though it's getting more expensive. That's the thing. It is still an amazing time, I think, to be able to target specific people for not as much of a cost as it would to be imagine like the TV ad, buying a TV ad as opposed to buying an ad on Facebook. Do you know what I mean? Are you really going to get more business from the TV ad? Probably a lot less. Okay, because you can't tailor a TV ad. All you can do is tailor the content on the ad. You can't tailor to specific people. Whereas I can tailor ads to specific people. So my suggestion is you need to get your free content down first about what you're putting out before you dive into the paid content, and make sure you know what you're doing when you dive into the paid content, so you're not just throwing money out there for the sake of throwing money out there. Hope that helps. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell notification button. If you're on Twitter, retweet this, as well as Facebook and Instagram. Thank you guys again. Also, let's see, tomorrow is Tuesday. We're going to be probably talking about some tech stuff tomorrow, and I'm excited. Also, we are close to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so we're almost there. Keep rocking it out. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful Monday. Goodbye. Peace.